everybody, Miss Gibson here again. As promised, here is a video and we're going to be looking today at maths, and we are going to be looking at adding two 3-digit numbers together using the partitioning method. Okay, and you're going to be hearing me going on and on and on about making sure that we're using the correct language when we're talking about place value, and we're talking about how much each of our digits is worth. Okay, because we are knowing that our 3-digit number, okay, is looking at hundreds. A 2-digit number, obviously we've got our tens, and a 1-digit number is looking at our ones, or some of us like to see our units. So the first thing we need to do is obviously partition it into the different place values. So we've got, the first thing I'm going to look at, I'm going to partition it into my hundreds first. So if I have a look, I know that my hundreds obviously are part of the 3-digit number, so I've got 3 here. Now when we are in class, we've been talking so much about using the correct vocabulary. I wouldn't say, oh, I've got 3 here. That's not 3, that's 300. We need to make sure we are using the correct vocabulary to describe and explain how much it's worth. So this is not just 3, it's actually 300. So when you are explaining it to yourself or to somebody else in the house, making sure that you're showing off and using the correct vocabulary properly. So we've got 300, and I'm going to add 100. There are my hundreds. The next thing that I'm going to look at, I'm going to look at my tens, and we know our tens, we're looking at 2 digits. So we've got here we've got our 2 tens. So it's 2 tens, which are 20. Okay, so it's 20, and I've got 5 tens here. Okay, so this is going to be worth 50. Okay, and as you can see, I'm making an effort to record them in the correct place. So I've got my hundreds, and I've got my tens, and then finally we'll be going on to our ones, our units. Okay, so then we are going to add our 6. As you can see, I've got them all in the correct column, in the correct place, so that they all know what value that they have. So we've got 6, we've got 20, and we've got 300. Okay, and then the other unit or ones that we have, we've got 5. Okay, so then once you've done that, you can obviously start to add together. Okay, and we've basically, all we're doing when we're doing the partitioning method, we're just breaking it up into smaller pieces which are easier to add. So first thing, 300, add 100. So 300, 400. Don't forget, I'm not adding 2 and 5, we're adding 20 and 50. So you can start from the biggest number first, so we can go 50, 60, 70. And again, I'm making sure that I'm putting them in the correct column, the correct place value, to show this is worth 7 tens, this is worth 4 hundreds. Okay, and then the next one, we're going to add our units, our ones together. So we've got 6 add 5, so we've got 11. Okay, 11 is a 2-digit number, so we've got 110, and we've got 1 unit. Okay, so once we've done this, the next step is to obviously add this up together. So if we have a little look, one of the easiest things to do, because we've been so careful, which is why I always go on about presentation, about, obviously I haven't got any square paper with me, but in our books we have our squares, and we would put each digit in each box just to make it clear. And it also helps you with your addition and when you're trying to find the total, because everything's so clear, and therefore you're not going to get any of your tens in the wrong column and your ones mixed up. So everything's very straightforward. So if we started, and I know a lot of us like to represent this, so we could write our hundreds, tens and units on the top to help us. So this is my hundreds column, this is my tens column, and this is my units column. Okay, so if we add our units first, so we've got 0, add 0, add 1, so we've got 1. We add our tens next. Now when it looks like this, obviously we're just looking at this column. Okay, we are not adding 7 add 1, because 7 add 1 is 8. We are adding 7 tens to 1 10. So we are adding 70 to 10. So 70, 80. Okay, so we've got 8 tens there all together. Okay, so we've got 8 tens. I've got 7 tens, add 1 10. I've got 8 tens, which is 80. Now I've got hundreds to add, so we've got 400. I've got nothing else to add to it, so I've still got 400s. Okay, so I've got 481. Don't forget to write your answer in the correct place so we know that you've answered it. And it's always really careful. Just be careful, guys, when you are doing this. As I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, making sure that you're putting everything in the correct column in the correct place. Don't rush through it. Obviously making sure that those numbers are the correct way. And when you found the total, pop it in and have a look. And it's always good, doesn't matter what you're doing, to always do a little method to show how you've done it, because there's always different ways to solve problems. And you know, by doing it this way, you can really show your place value knowledge, you know, your hundreds, your tens, your units, you know how to set it up, and you're also going back over the column method that we've already looked at as well. So basically we're bringing in 2 kind of calculation methods here. Okay, so most important things to look out for, making sure that you are adding your hundreds and your tens and then your units. Okay, really showing that you know what the digits are showing you, what they mean, what's their value, how much are they worth. Okay, so we've got 300, add 100, 20, add 50, 6 and 5, and then we add them up, find the total, and there we go. Now, keeping that in mind, okay, I've also got some here. Okay, now as you can see, the bottom 2, we go from our hundreds, our 3-digit number, to a 4-digit number. Now when we're going to our 4-digit number, we are going into the thousands. Okay, that's something to bear in mind. Now you can solve all of these problems exactly the same way. There's no reason why everybody can't have a go at this. You know, we've still got our hundreds, tens and units, and you can have a little go and see how you get along with these. Remember, take your time, set it out, think about your presentation, okay, thinking about where you're putting your numbers, where you're putting the amounts, and yeah, just keep practicing. And that's all it's going to be, everybody. Just practice makes perfect, as I always say. So I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little reminder. Remember, we're not doing anything brand new. We're going to get everything that we've already done, making sure that we are super confident at it all, and then we can get started when we get back to school on some new things. So I hope this is okay, and yeah, I hope you have a little practice and have a little go. Okay, and I'll see you for the next one. Okay, everybody, bye, toodaloo.